Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video in our 2021 NFL preseason preview. And today's focus is going to be on the Los Angeles Chargers. So the 2020 Los Angeles Chargers finished the season 7-9. They had a strong finish to the season. They really gave away a lot of games in the beginning of the season, but they did have a strong finish. So last year, Justin Herbert was a rookie that they drafted out of Oregon, and he turned out to be a star. He ended up getting his first start in the NFL just by happenstance. It was a complete accident that he ended up starting. Starting quarterback at the time, Tyrod Taylor was he was getting an injection, and the needle actually accidentally punctured his lung. So Justin Herbert was forced in there with no notice, and he didn't look back. So he ended up winning the Rookie of the Year last year. He had a fantastic season, and he was very good, pretty much all season long, especially for a rookie. So the Chargers fired. Um, they ended up firing their coach last season, Anthony Lynn. Um, they ended up hiring Brandon Staley, who's the Rams defensive coordinator. Um, they ended up drafting Rashawn Slater with the 13th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Um, and they also proceeded to upgrade their offensive line in the offseason as well too. Um, so basically the Chargers have a very bright outlook for the 2021 season. Um, a lot of people feel that the Chargers had the most talent, some of the best talent in the league last season, but some of the worst coaching. Um, there were a few games where they were really bad coaching mishaps. I think there were 2 or 3 games where it was the coaching mishaps were obvious and glaring, and it looked really bad on Anthony Lynn. So he did end up losing his job. But like I said, going forward, the Chargers have a lot of talent. They obviously have a very young star quarterback. They upgraded the offensive line, which was the weakness last season. It was clearly the weakness. Um, they weren't able to run the ball effectively. Justin Herbert, as good as he was, he did get hit a lot as well too. So they had to go out and upgrade the offensive line, and that's what they did. Um, they are getting back. They're getting some guys back on defense. I know Derwin James is a guy who he lost 2 seasons. He was out for 2 seasons with injuries that he suffered in training camps in 2 consecutive seasons. So he'll be back on the field this season. Um, and the Chargers got through 2021 training camp um, with little to no injury. So you know the stars on defense, stars on offense, they will be out there starting week 1. So that's a good sign for them as well too. They were a team who was kind of bitten by the injury bug the past couple seasons. So I think their health is definitely going to is going to bode well for them as the season goes on. Um, they they must improve at the line of scrimmage though. On I talked about the upgraded offensive line, but defensively they got to improve at the line of scrimmage. You know they weren't the worst defense in the league last year. Certainly wasn't the best, but they did have trouble stopping the run. Um, and when you have trouble stopping the run, you can't get off the field. Third downs, for the opponents are shorter, and they're more easily converted at a shorter down in distance as well. So um, they have to get better up front defensively. They have to be able to stop the run. Brandon Staley, he was the defensive coordinator for the Rams last season, and the Rams had the number one total defense in the league. So I think he will bring a scheme um, that's going to benefit a lot of these players. Going to put these talented defensive players, the Derwin Jameses, um, the Joey Bosa's, the the Kenneth Murrays. He's going to put these guys in positions to shine and to be able to, play with their instincts and not think so much. Um, and I think he's going to be able to upgrade this defense. And they're going to be making more plays. Uh, and they'll be a lot better just as a unit. You know, last year was kind of a tough time. They really they had some really bad performances last season, and I think schematically was one of the worst defensive seasons that the Chargers have ever had. They really didn't make any adjustments. They went out and played the same stuff pretty much every game, and it was up to the players and their talent, to make stops. And you know that's one part of the game, but you also need coaching. You need good coaching to put talented guys in positions to make stops and to be able to shine and to be able to show what they can do out there. You can't just go out there and say, hey guys, go play and get stops. You got to make adjustments. Things have to be able to progress. Especially as the game goes on, as the season goes on. You got to be able to progress. You got to be able to put guys in positions to make plays, and that's the one thing that the Chargers defense, the former defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, he didn't do enough of, and it showed. It really showed. So I think Brandon Staley is going to bring a whole new attitude, obviously a brand new scheme, and I think the Chargers defense is going to be a lot better than it was last year. Um, I think they are. I think the Chargers are a year away from being really, really considered a like a Super Bowl contender. Um, I think they do make the playoffs this season. I think they are in one of the wild card spots. I think Kansas City is going to win the division. Um, but the Chargers are a team who they are up and coming, and I think they're a year away. I think they're 1 year away. Um, I think they are one pretty good draft away, and one year of free agency away from really really competing and having enough talent to beat a Kansas City or beat the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. Justin Herbert, this is his second season. Um, you know the rookie quarterbacks are they're getting extended after their third and fourth years, so the Chargers have a little bit of time to sign some guys. You know, pay some guys to come in and fill fill in holes on offense and defense until it's time to pay Justin Herbert. And that extension is going to it's obviously going to take a huge chunk out of the salary cap, but the Chargers have some time to make that happen right now. And I think they need to make it happen. Whatever they need to do, um, if they need to trade some picks, um, maybe trade one of their Chargers are pretty deep at linebacker, but maybe trade a linebacker for another star or whatever. But they've got to do what they got to do now before they give Justin Herbert the before they back up the Brinks truck in his backyard. They got to do what they got to do now. Now, so especially coming up in this free agency, they got to go. They got to go for it. They got to go for it. They got to put all their chips towards the middle of the table and go for it because they are talented enough. They are. Um, but there are holes that they need to fill in before they're able to be considered a really 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 good contender. Because as of right now, they're a sleeper contender. And I say sleeper because if Patrick Mahomes were to get hurt, if Kansas City was to, if they were to incur an injury or something, or if the Browns were to incur an injury or something like that, the Chargers are a sleeper team, and they are a team who could, they could go on the road, they can win a playoff game or two. Justin Herbert is that talented enough, and especially if the defense is good enough, they're good enough to get off the field on third down. They're a sleeper team. They are, but it would take a miracle, an act of God for them to reach the Super Bowl at this point. But they are a year away from contending. But I do think that they have a good season. I think they make the playoffs. And I think Justin Herbert shines again in his sophomore season. So they'll definitely be a fun watch, very fun watch. I think they're taking a little bit of the Rams' shine in LA right now. I think everybody's excited about this team, but they do need to fill in a few holes before they are considered a contender. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and hopefully those guys stay healthy, and they're gonna be a fun watch this year. So all right, guys. And the that's the Chargers. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for listening.